give it illegal ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into a chilly Tuesday here in Cleveland. Big Bry, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, living the dream, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. We got a great show for you tonight. It is our Halloween special because Halloween is on Friday. We're going to play a couple games of Trick or Treat tonight, which is going to be fun for me and Bry. Also, we are going to do our top 3 Halloween movies that we watch. Then we are going to get into Fat Boy Tuesday, which is obviously Halloween candy, part of our Trick or Treat. We're going to talk about the Browns lost to the Patriots, bye week coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cavs, and then we will do our trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. I want to thank everybody who showed up and showed out this weekend for their $21 adoption. They said it was a great turnout, and a lot of dogs are adopted. Also, some show news. Top Dog Tailgate is doing their Mac for Mutts again. November 16th. It is a 4:25 game with the Baltimore Ravens. Tailgate will be from 10 o'clock until 3:30 or something like that.
Wow.
So we're gonna have a good time there. They're asking for classic mac and cheese dishes to be judged. Also, there's super mac dishes to be judged. Classic mac and cheese is obviously a classic mac and cheese. Super mac and cheese, put anything in it you want, doll it up. We had a barbecue brisket mac and cheese a few years ago. We've had a buffalo chicken mac and cheese. So do whatever you want. If you want to get in on the contest, get a hold of us or go to Top Dog Tailgate on Twitter, on X, at Top Dog Tailgate. It's West 3rd and Summit. It's right under the bridge. So, all right. So we got that going on. Bri, you got any shout-outs this week, bud?
Well, I was going to ask, do you need tickets for that, or you just show up?
They will have tickets there for sale. I think for the donation, I think it's $25, but that includes your drink and food.
Oh, wow. And that goes to what?
That goes to City Dogs. This is
City Dogs. Okay, right.
So proceeds go to City Dogs Cleveland. City Dogs will be there with a tent set up. I don't know if they'll have adoptable dogs there, but they'll have a tent set up with a whole bunch of stuff for sale. Also, they have the wheel of jerseys that you can spin, possibly win yourself a jersey.
Wow.
You cannot go wrong with the West 3rd breakfast, Sammy. It is their West 3rd muffin. Let's just put it this way. Their take on the McMuffin, and it is fantastic. And they always have great food there. Bri, you and I have been there multiple times. We've had the food there. Great time down there at West 3rd and Summit, right there underneath the bridge overlooking the stadium. So I believe I will be there. Bri, I know you're working on it to get there. They asked me to come and judge again for the mac cheese contest. I believe it is going to be myself and Nick Wilson, and I believe there's 4 other judges. So, Bri, if you want in on the judging, you just let me know.
Sounds pretty good.
So, and I think I'm going to enter mac and cheese this year, Bri. And we're going to discuss that. I don't know if I'm going to do a super mac or classic mac, but I feel like I should bring my food to the table and see what we got. So we'll get into that. All right, Bri, you got any shout outs this week, my man?
Yeah. Let me just hit a couple quick shout outs. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, so shout out to her. We will be celebrating with a dinner on Thursday, so looking forward to that. So happy birthday, Mom. And the other one is today is National First Responders Day. So I know we kind of always shout them out at the end of the show. So let me shout them out at the beginning of the show. Underappreciated, underpaid, overworked, but always showing up and saving lives and doing the most important job that you can think of. So shout out to all of you and anybody who works in that industry, kind of like veterans, which we have Veterans Day coming up. It's kind of a thankless job. So once a year, should be several times a year, we stop to say thank you. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your hard work. And because it affects all of us, it affects every single one of our lives. We all know somebody who has, relied on a first responder, or maybe even had their lives saved by a first responder. So, yep, thank you.
And also have family members that are first responders. I got a brother-in-law. Well, I think he's brother-in-law, close enough, down in West Virginia that is part of the fire department down there. Also have work, Reginelli, who's part of the fire department there in Orange or wherever it is. So, shout out to everybody. We do thank you guys for everything you guys do. Seriously, we say at the end of the show. So thank you. Brian, good call on that. I completely forgot it was First Responders Day. So thank you for that. The only shout out I got right now going on is, my buggers. We're heading to a Taekwondo tournament this weekend, Bri. Nothing says Taekwondo like Erie, Pennsylvania. So we're going to go there for a Taekwondo tournament. They have been practicing their asses off for this tournament. So hopefully we come back with some bling and some trophies. But it's been fun watching them train and doing all the stuff they do. Brian, it still amazes me. Like, seriously, every day that I'm like, remember being 12 going, like, can I do that? And I'm like, I probably did something like that. Now I look at it and I'm like, that's a trip to the emergency room right there. Just that one move, trip to the emergency room. So,
are you going to be staying overnight there, or is it a one-day trip?
No. So we're doing a one-day trip. We were going to, but then we kind of forgot that, Halloween is Friday. So we want to do the trick-or-treating and all that stuff. So, and we'll discuss that when we get into Fat Boy Tuesday, because I got to ask, what is Miss Maddie wearing? And we'll save that for later, because I have a feeling she might be a princess, or I just can't wait. You have to send me pictures of her and her outfit. All right. All right. Chris is in here now. Well, let's go ahead and start out with our trivia like we always do, Brian, right at the beginning of the show. Trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. It is my turn for trivia today, and Brian, I got a doozy for you. I think you're going to like it. So let me play our trivia sounder and we'll get right into it. And if you guys haven't noticed right now, there is a new wrinkle to our streaming service right now. Right there, you can get all the comments popping up down at the bottom. We can show them live as they come in. So we just have a live running total. So, whatever you guys want to say is going to be down there. Nice. So Chris is here. James is here. So, all right, Brian, I got a good one for you, and I think it is a really good one. So far we know that the longest tenured head coaches here in the NFL are Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, and Andy Reid. All right. There are 3 more that are tied after them. Can you name those 3?
I can try.
So I want you. Here's my. So Tomlin's been there since 2007. He's working on almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's been there since 2008. He's been working on 20 years. And Andy Reid since 2013. He's been there for 12 years. So the next 3 have been there for 8 years.
Okay. That'll help a little bit. 8 years. Got it.
All right. It's a fun trivia for me, but
yeah.
I have fun. Had my fun Sunday. What's going on, Justin? Yeah, you did have your fun Sunday. Oh, Justin. Got me.
I think I know what he's talking about.
All right, let's play our Cleveland Sounder and let's get into some news. Cleveland headlines tonight. First off, Bry, the Cavs are 3-1 right now, playing some pretty good basketball. Evan Mobley looks like he has taken another step, averaging over 20 points a game. He went 12 for 12 the other night at the free throw line, being more aggressive on the offense. Now, Bry, I don't know if you have caught a Cavs game yet because we have Peacock and NBC and ESPN now for the NBA. Have you caught one of the games yet?
I did watch the first game a little bit, kind of in and out doing stuff around the house. But then when they got it close in the third quarter and made their run, I definitely turned it on. And unfortunately, I might have been the bad luck because it kind of went south shortly after I turned it on.
Yes, and it did. But hey, I have to say, Donovan Mitchell is just a dog. Oh my God, Brian, he's something else. And watching Evan Mobley, and now watching now Sam Merrill got hurt. Sam Merrill has been playing great in the starting role. Also, DeAndre Hunter played great the other night. We're getting a lot. Jalen Tyson has contributed coming off the bench. Dare I say Lonzo Ball? Never thought I would be saying that name in Cleveland, especially with his dad in town the other day, thanks to Kevin Arnold, who took pictures and put them out on his Instagram. LeVar Ball was in, showing Alonzo the new shoes that were out and everything else. So
Is that still a thing?
I guess so. I guess, and especially when
$500.
Probably.
What a scam!
Hey, if I could do it, I would do it too, Bri. Hey, here in a
You
little
would buy
bit.
them, or you would price them that high?
Oh, I would price it. Oh, you please. You're going to see Taekwondo gear flying out of this house like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to pimp my kids. I'll be like, they're the greatest ever. Look at them. They're going to Olympic champions, Bri. Olympic champions. Just greatest thing since sliced bread. That's what I'm going to do. Just keep.
I can just see you on a podcast or on ESPN saying, "Oh yeah, I could beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1, no problem, easily." Are you kidding me?
Please,
No doubt.
Bruce Lee.
Me and LeBron? Are you kidding me? I'd dominate LeBron.
Bruce Lee was a bitch. I could kick his ass.
It's pretty much same thing LeVar Ball's doing.
Oh,
no difference there.
No. But I am liking the way this Cavs team's playing, Brian. They're playing together. Obviously, it's regular season. It's only a handful of games in. But so far, I like what I'm seeing from Evan Mobley. He's being more aggressive. Even shooting the three ball, he's being more aggressive. And then after the no-show from, what was it, Tuesday night with Jared Allen not showing up, man, he showed up and showed out a couple games after that. So it looks like this team is, but still, I still think they're soft. We'll find out here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think, just tracking that game on Tuesday against the Knicks or whenever it was, I couldn't believe the first half. The stats in the first half, Evan Mobley had like 16 points, and Donovan Mitchell had like 4 when I looked.
Mm-hmm.
And, he kind of turned it on in the second half. But, yeah, that's what I mean when I'm talking about, hoping that Evan Mobley can take the next step. I don't doubt he can do that stuff in the first half of games or of big games or of games against lesser teams. But, in the second half of a game against the Knicks, it'd be nice if he could get 16 points for us. And just thinking Donovan Mitchell, this team goes as Donovan Mitchell goes. It's almost an insult to Donovan Mitchell to say that we have a core 4. Because to me, that implies that you have 4 guys that are great. If you lose one, you still have 3 more great players. No, if you lose Donovan Mitchell, your season's over. You have nice players, but you're the Indiana Pacers without Halliburton, and maybe even more so because I think he's just that important to what we do when we need a bucket, when we're down, when we need a guy to give us a spark. It seems to most likely always be Donovan Mitchell. So, yeah, I mean, we go as he goes. Second best player in franchise history probably just the way he can take over games. I don't see anybody like that in a Cavs uniform doing the things that he does. So, yeah, I just hope, that's kind of what and he even said it, Donovan Mitchell even said it himself at the end of last year. You hear it kind of being replayed over and over that this team could go 82-0 and nobody's going to care. And I mean, he said it kind of in the heat of the moment after losing last year and that disappointment. But to me, that kind of carries over to this year as well. I don't know if he still has that mindset, but I think that's how a lot of fans feel.
Yeah. And we'll see how, dude, it's 4 games in. I know it's way too early to start, doing stuff, but I mean, it's just nice having basketball back and watching seriously how good Donovan Mitchell is. It's unreal. It's unreal how he can turn it on, turn it off, and just the shots and the way he moves, especially when he's driving to the basket, is
great.
just. Brian, there's still the one last night. I started giggling because, and it wasn't even fast. It was like the old white guy Euro step. And I loved every minute of it because he just like faked it one way and then just Euroed right in and threw it up with the left hand. And it was like, okay, all right, boy, I see you. That's awesome. Like, can I do that? No. But the one I still want to try to learn is when he does the bounce and then over the person's head. How does that happen?
It's really good. A lot of practice. I mean, there's very few basketball players like him. But to go back to the Knicks game, there's some concerning things. I know it's just one regular season game, and so I don't put a ton of stock in it either way. Because we were without key guys. Garland was out. Strus was out. I don't think Hunter played either. So those are 3 key guys, but they were without guys too. They were without Josh Hart, and they were without Mitchell Robinson. And to me, those are the 2 guys who bully you around the most. Josh Hart just bullies our small guards. Mitch Robinson, I mean, he might as well be leading Jared Allen around on a leash. So the fact that those 2 guys didn't play and Jared Allen still had 4 points and 4 rebounds. Like, I know, again, it's not the most important game, but you would like to see a little bit more something out of him. But I just don't, I don't think being embarrassed over and over and over and over and over again is going to get he's just a different kind of guy. He's just going to go out and he's going to give you kind of similar effort. He's not going to get fired up. He's not going to get embarrassed. He's not going to get, drawn into these games that kind of other guys do. Sometimes it's a good thing. In his case, I don't know if it's really a good thing that he's just so calm and so level-headed. Like, you don't really see that energy, that intensity that you want from your big men. So I don't know. It goes back to years and years and years of us talking about this.
Yeah, I know. Chris sent me this real quick because I'm trying to stay away from the Browns because I don't want to even talk about the Browns. This is my nephew making the game-winning goal down in Cincinnati for his soccer team. Bro, are you ready to see this?
Can't wait.
Let's take a look. See here. Can I make that big? Oh, there we go. All right, so he's lining up for the kick. Lining up for the kick. Shut up. Over top the defenders, over top the goalie, up in the top right. Damn. Way to go, Tristan.
Bend it like Beckham.
Bend it like Tristan. Nice job, bud. That's awesome.
There you go. Well done.
We got Big Mike in here. Says, hell yeah, goal. I can't believe that was the game winner. Awesome. Awesome. So, sorry I went off rail because I don't want to talk about the Browns, but we're going to start talking about the Browns.
I get it.
Brian, we had another embarrassing loss to the Patriots. Hey, first half looked actually pretty good. The
first
third quarter,
You mean
Oh yeah, the first. Well, it's always the
first
first drive,
drive?
isn't it?
First
It's
drive
always the
looked
first
good.
drive.
After that,
And it's we pissed away a career day for Miles Garrett as he threw his helmet and sat at the end of the bench by himself as he was pouting because they didn't want him to go back in and injure himself in a blowout. With 4 minutes left or whatever it was. That was great to see. But yeah, Justin says Stefanski needs to go. Chris, not a problem, brother. Bri, this is it's the same thing every time we talk about this Browns offense. Dylan Gabriel can't throw the ball down the field. Junkins, they only gave it to him a handful of times, and I guess he got hurt, and then they just stopped running the ball. Gabriel threw it for 50 times again. Defense did everything they could until the third quarter. That's when Drake May and Drake May of all people, Drake May lit him up, and it's just embarrassing to watch. We can't do anything on offense. I mean, Christ, we even tried a wide receiver screen flea flicker, couldn't even pull that one off. And then you have Mike Vrabel going, well, they're out of gimmick plays, so now we can kick their ass and we can start doing gimmick plays. It was Bri. What do you take from this, Bri? And I mean, I don't think I could ever pick them to win the rest of the season the way this offense is going.
well, you said it. It's embarrassing, and it's been embarrassing. Frankly, I'm embarrassed that I couldn't see this coming. I let my fandom get in the way, convincing me that maybe we had a chance. I mean, there's no coach who knows Kevin Stefanski better than Mike Vrabel. Him being in the locker room in his coach's office last year. I mean, he knows. Not that Stefanski has a huge bag of tricks or anything like that, but who knows the Stefanski offense and how to stop it better than that guy? So yeah, you scheme up a couple plays early in the game, and then after that we get pretty much shut out. So it's just I'm mad that I couldn't see that coming or thinking that our defense could keep us in the game. It's the same old story over and over and over. This team is competitive largely because our defense keeps us in games when we're at home, but on the road we just get our doors blown off, and it happened time and time and time again. And I know we're playing quality teams when we go on the road, but it's not like the Patriots or the Tom Brady Patriots when they're winning back-to-back Super Bowls or anything like that. They're a beatable team. They're a nice team, but we shouldn't be getting embarrassed by the Patriots like this. So, yeah, I don't know. It's embarrassing all around. At this point, anything Stefanski says is going to be embarrassing. He comes out and he says, yeah, well, getting embarrassed like this, we need to take a look at everything. We need to look at everything. The offense, it's not going right. It's broken. We need to look at everything. Oh, except for the most important part of the offense. Yeah, we're sticking with that guy. They treat Dylan Gabriel like he's a first-round pick. And it's just, I told you last week, I said, hey, there's going to come a time this season where you're happy that we have the Shedeur Sanders distraction. And I think it's now. I think, otherwise it's just a death march to the end of the year. If you tell me your quarterbacks are Dylan Gabriel and Bailey Zappi, I'd rather see Bailey Zappi than Dylan Gabriel. If we're stuck with Dylan Gabriel for the rest of the year, are you going to tell me that you're going to get excited about watching Browns games on Sunday? At least Shedeur gives us something to talk about, gives us some sort of hope that maybe he can be kind of the quarterback that he was in Colorado. I mean, right now it's just the same thing over and over and over again. And I don't even know if it's 100% Dylan Gabriel's fault. I think it's Stefanski not wanting his decision or Andrew Berry's decision to take Dylan Gabriel in the third round. I think they don't want it to look terrible. So they have this ultra conservative game plan but that's not winning football. That's only going to get you 13 to 17 points every single week. either Gabriel has to go rogue and start doing things his own way because they're just ruining him. They're making him look terrible. He's making them look terrible. If you're going to try, you might as well just try, to do all these crazy plays or let him throw it downfield, because this stuff, 3 yards, 4 yards, throwing it 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, this stuff just doesn't work. Team defenses in the NFL are just too good. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't believe Kevin Stefanski knows what the answer is. He's just hoping for a miracle at this point. And who knows? Maybe he's ready to leave too. I don't know.
Well, he might have had enough too.
Sure. Yeah. And then Andrew Berry not talking today, like GMs usually do on the bye weeks. Him choosing to opt out of that. I mean, that's complete hogwash. If I'm Kevin Stefanski, I'm upset at it. I'm upset with him. You're leaving me out there taking strays and taking, in front of the firing line every single week, and you can't get out once a year to take questions. So I don't understand it.
Well, especially after the trades. That's the other thing. Like normally after a trade, like with Flacco and Newsome, the GM would come out and say, hey, we decided that this was probably the best move for the team, blah, 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 blah. At least come out and face it. Like he's not even coming out and facing any of this. And Brian, I think what it stems from now is and I know this is probably going to be just way out in left field and everybody's going to be like, yeah, whatever. I think Barry's scared to get in front of the press right now. I really do.
I don't get.
I mean, they're going to crucify him for Jerry Jeudy, bringing him here and extending him. Who, by the way, Brian, had 0 catches on Sunday and 0 yards on Sunday, and was only targeted
2 targets.
Twice. Yeah, that was it. That's your wide receiver number 1 that you signed to an extension. That's all he got. He was just out there running to run. I mean, Brian, it is just. I really think he doesn't want to own up to music because he knows the music is bad.
Sure, of course.
And the thing is, though, is we have Jimmy Haslam come out and give the vote of confidence for Stefanski. It was great for him to rally the guys last week, win a game, blah, blah, blah. I see Kevin in the locker room. He's a leader of men, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, so now the owner's giving Haslam the vote, or Haslam's giving Stefanski the vote of confidence. We haven't heard anything about Andrew Berry. So it just feels to me this is going to be Groundhog Day all over again next year. Because if you didn't have a quarterback that you really wanted in this draft that you thought could be your starter, even though you drafted Dylan Gabriel, why the hell would you even draft a quarterback in this draft anyways, knowing that next year is going to be the year that you need to? Why would you draft 2? There's the other question. Why would you draft 2? Knowing that you had holes in the offensive line, had holes in the secondary that you needed to address, and yet you didn't address them. Like, I think this whole bullshit with Andrew Berry right now, Brian, I'm over the thought process. I'm over the thought partners, and we're working together as no, you're not. You guys, what you're doing right now is you guys are looking at each other going, you think you could win with a 5'10" quarterback? Oh yeah, I can win with a 5'10" quarterback. No, you can't. Hey, you wanted Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco to start out the year. Yeah. Well, I got to trade them now because, one's hurt and the other one's not going to play for us anymore. So is that okay with you? Yeah, sure. That's fine with me. Trade away the 2 guys that we thought that could get us wins. Why don't you just stop sugarcoating it to all of us fans and just be honest with you're not really trying to fucking win. Just be honest with it. Say you're trying to win and you have a winning process. You're not trying to win. Because if you were, you'd have different talent. You would already traded for a number 1 wide receiver right now. You would already caught on the horn with the Jets and the Jaguars trying to get Brian Thomas in here or Garrett Wilson. That would already happen because you obviously know that your wide receiver room is hot garbage. So you're not trying to win. Okay, I feel better now, Brad. You go ahead and take over.
Yeah, well, and the problem is with not trying to win, and that whole philosophy sounds great at the start of the year, but then you have to go through 17 weeks of this, and not to mention that we thought this was going to be like a golden quarterback class coming up in the draft, and it hasn't really panned out that way. The top 5 guys that everyone thought 2 months ago that were can't misses, none of them have really done much of anything this year. You think of the fall with Arch Manning, my goodness, they're losing to teams that that barely are ranked in the top 50. And then Klubnik, Nussmeyer, Sellers, Aller, all these other guys that you thought like were, for sure first round quarterbacks. Now, I don't think any of them will go in the first round. So, so you're really kind of almost caught with your pants down. Now there'll be a couple guys that kind of, you talk yourself into, but you're almost at a point now where you have to draft a quarterback in the first round. I don't know what other way out of this that there is. Nobody's going to trade you guys that have anything left in the tank. We saw what happened with Kirk Cousins this past weekend. He looks washed. There's no savior. I mean, the only way you're going to get this turned around is to draft a meaningful quarterback. One's not just going to fall in your lap. I mean, maybe you had a chance with Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones this past year, but I don't even know if we could have afforded them. Yeah. So yeah, I just it's bleak times for the Cleveland Browns. We've said this before. Thankfully, your defense looks like it's pretty good, but how much longer are they going to hang in there this year? I don't know.
Seriously, I think Sunday was it. Watching Myles Garrett melt down like he did, I think that was it. That was the final straw right there where your defense finally said, F you, we're not doing it anymore. That was the final straw right there. I really do. You have Myles Garrett go out, get 5 sacks. Your defense did play their ass off again, even though, the secondary gave up some plays. But, I mean, a 5-sack day, Bri. I just think of it. There's guys that have been in the NFL for, 6 years and never had 5 sacks that played on the defensive line. It was funny. You remember Isaac Rochelle, who used to play for us, the kid from Notre Dame? They signed him as a defense. He played defensive end. He played on the other side of Myles. It's like ROCCHELL or something like that. But he did cameos now on some of the broadcasts and stuff. He said 5 sacks in one day. He goes, I played in the league for 4 years and I only got 3 sacks. He's like, he just obliterated me in one day. I mean, it's unreal what he's doing. But when you have that, and then especially his press conference afterwards, I mean, I don't blame him for going off in the press conference afterwards.
No way.
But at the point in time, Myles, I love you. You got to take a look in the mirror. You really think that they sold you on winning when they said, yeah, it's just sign $40 million and stay with us? Yeah, they sold you on that, right? They sold you on the path that they were taking. I bet you this ain't the path they're taking. Is it, Myles? Nope. Well, I'm glad you got your money because you're going to be here for a little bit and you're going to suck this. Just take this losing to the chin every week and just ride on the chin. I mean, you might as well just, hey, hamstring. I can't play, coach. I got a hammy. I don't know what else to do because I seriously think that this week was the breaking point of the defense because the offense could not do a damn thing again for, 8 games now? So this is 5 games where the offense, 6 games where the offense hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I don't. As far as Myles Garrett goes, I don't blame him for feeling the way he is, and I think Myles Garrett is working on a legacy. He's working. He's already probably in the Hall of Fame. He's working to try and become one of the best defensive ends, if not defensive players in NFL history. So he knows what's on at stake for his legacy here. So I don't anticipate him shutting it down. Now, will he sell out to get sacks, and maybe not abide by his run coverage assignments? Maybe, just only care about tackles for loss and sacks and stuff. I could see that happening, but yeah, he's the least of your problems. I think he's a smart enough guy. If we could see that the Browns were going to struggle this year, certainly he knew that they were going to, unless he was just all in on Joe Flacco thinking he can recreate the magic. He had to have known that this was his future.
Well, I think they did sell him. I think they sold him on Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, saying, "Hey,
I don't think
well,
he's that dumb.
well,
You
no,
think he's that
but
dumb?
I'm just saying, like, this is what we're going to do for our quarterback room. I know it's not going to be great, but this is what we're going to do. We are going to, draft what we're going to draft. We're going to try to piece this thing together, and we're going to try to get wins." Now, I realize that we all did not predict, I think you and I both said 4 wins, 5 wins, maybe. And there's still some winnable
Oh
games.
no, I said 7. I think you might have said 9.
No, I did not say 9.
All right, we'll have to go back and check the tape.
We're going to check the tape. Well, I might have been.
I know I said 7. And I still think they can get to 6 or 7. They got some bad teams coming up. You play the Jets. You play
the Jets
Titans.
just threw up 39 points on Sunday. 39
against one of the worst defenses in the last 5 years.
Still,
I know. Cost me a survivor pick. I had the Bengals.
Oh, Bry. Oh,
terrible.
That sucks.
Terrible. Yeah. Awful.
Justin said, pretty sure you said 9. Well, guess what? I'm an idiot if I said 9.
Yeah, you said 4 or 5. I'm like, that sounds like revisionist history, my friend.
All right, here, we'll just do this. Here we go. Let's go. There's the Patty fail right there. Patty fail. Awesome.
I feel like a moron saying 7, but I was caught up in a little bit of Flacco magic. I knew it was going to be a rough start to the year.
God, I can't get over this team. I'm frustrated because you think that you have, what they see value in, and then we see it, and it's like, why did you even sign that guy to an extension? Like Jerry Jeudy, for example. Like, you got him here, you traded him to get him here, he had 1,000 year with you, and then you signed an extension to him, and it's like,
no, they signed him to the extension before last year.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, why? Like, did you think he was going to, like, seriously, 0 targets, number 1 wide receiver, 0 receptions,
That's a
0
quarterback problem. That's a quarterback problem. Maybe that's a Stefanski problem, to be honest. Because let's look back at, other than Amari Cooper, who's probably one of the most professional receivers and still had a lot of talent when he played for the Browns. Other than him, what kind of wide receivers have had success in this offense? We had Jarvis Landry. We had Odell Beckham. We thought we had the best receiving core in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, Baker can't throw to his wide receivers. It's a Baker problem. He can't throw to his wide receivers. Well, he's got a pretty good wide receiver core in Tampa Bay, and he seems to get them the ball. So it could be a Stefanski thing. We talked, for a long time since Stefanski took over. 12-man personnel, 2 tight end sets.
With that being said, do you still want Stefanski as the head coach of your Cleveland Browns?
That's a really good question. There's something that's enticing to me about.
Be honest, Bri.
Coach, general manager, and quarterback all coming in the same year. Get your general manager, have him pick your coach, have him pick your quarterback. Because I don't want to go through this and blow it up next year like, we draft our quarterback that Stefanski and Andrew Berry like this year. We suck again next year. Berry and Stefanski are gone. Now you have a new coach, a new general manager, and they have to deal with this quarterback that they did not pick. Like I said a couple weeks ago, similar to the Baker situation. Stefanski did not pick Baker. He was not a Stefanski guy. So made it easier for them to move on from him. And then, the rest is history. So, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough not getting caught up in the moment. I said before the season started, this is probably going to be a rough year, and it looks about as rough as I can imagine. But I can't say it's totally unpredicted because I thought Dylan Gabriel sucked. I thought Joe Flacco was a bit of a fluke, and I thought Kenny Pickett sucked. So how could I translate that to a good offense, knowing that those were our quarterbacks?
Okay, so Bri, here we go. If you could keep one, Andrew Berry or Kevin Stefanski? Who are you keeping?
Stefanski. Yeah, Barry saved himself a little bit with this past draft and not knowing the inner workings of draft day for them.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Berry's job is to pick players for Kevin Stefanski. So I look at this roster. I look at what Andrew Berry has added to this roster, and I know he's been hamstrung by the Watson deal. But I look at the players
But
that
he
he's
was
added.
also the one. He was also the one that wanted to bring Watson in here. So you
That's
also got to bring
that's
that.
what we're told. That's what we really don't know. I would imagine everyone was kind of on board with that a little bit. Had to be. And again, let's not have revisionist history.
No,
Every
I'm just
NFL GM would have taken Deshaun Watson over Baker Mayfield 4 years ago. Every single one of them.
I'm not arguing about Baker and Deshaun. I am just saying the moves that he has made so far are questionable and highly
totally
suspect things. So like
the picks have been terrible.
The picks have been terrible. Everything else has been terrible. And the thing that baffles me is they did this all backwards when they brought this regime in. Stefanski was hired first. Then they brought in a GM afterwards. Normally it's a GM, and then the GM picks his coach. But no, not here. Not the brain trust here in Cleveland, Ohio, and especially with one behind the curtain out in San Diego. Not this brain trust. I mean, hey, when do you think we're ever going to get Paul DePodesta in front of a microphone and actually get to hear what he actually does for the Cleveland Browns?
I don't care if he has absolutely nothing to do with the football operations. I just want him out. Just get rid of him. Let's start fresh. Maybe you can put somebody who knows something about football in his position rather than a baseball guy. He leaves a terrible taste in your mouth. We shouldn't even know what his name is, but chief strategy officer, whatever the heck he does. If he has half a percent into what happens in our front office, yeah, he fails miserably.
If this is your strategy, it fucking sucks.
It's terrible. I mean, I think it'll all kind of work itself out. If you go 3-14, 2 straight years, nobody's going to kill you for getting rid of everybody. They'll probably mock you and make fun of you if you bring them back. So. Yeah. I mean, I think you got to win. If you're Stefanski, you got to win at least 5, maybe 6 games just to have a chance at keeping your job.
All right. So here's the next question, Brian. I got 2 more questions for you before we get into trick or treat. So when would you start Shedeur Sanders? Would you start him against the Jets?
Me personally, absolutely. Now, trying to look at it through the prism of Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, they have thought this entire time, Dillon Gabriel gives you a better chance to win than Shedeur Sanders. So if that's what they think, regardless of what they've seen, they've also seen Shedeur in practice. So I'm guessing he hasn't impressed them in practice. Now, sometimes guys are just gamers, and they need the bright lights to really thrive. And so that could be the case with Shedeur Sanders, but I think they're going to hold on to this Dillon Gabriel as long as they possibly can. They think we have an easier schedule coming up. Let us, Joe Flacco just torched the Jets defense. Certainly, Gabriel can have some success against them. But again, if they're looking at it logically, the Patriots have a terrible pass defense.
Yeah.
Other than the first drive, we couldn't do anything against them. But yeah, I think they're still goo goo gaga over Dillon Gabriel. They still want to prove everybody wrong how smart they are. They still think physical attributes do not matter. In a man's game, a quarterback is 5'10", has to be elite in a lot of areas to even compete at this level. And I don't know if Dillon Gabriel's elite at any areas.
Well, Brian, looking at the schedule, I mean, I would make the change also against the Jets, but there's one game I got circled when we probably see Shador Sanders, and I think they're going to give Dylan Gabriel the Jets, the Ravens, and the Raiders. And depending on how that goes, I believe the San Francisco game at home on November 30th might be our first shot at seeing Shador Sanders. I really do. I think they're going to give him another couple games at least to see. And plus, if you're going to bring in Shador, you're not going to do it on the road. You're going to bring him into the home field so that the fans, because, hey, tickets will be $5 a ticket, up in the nosebleeds, everything else. They're going to try to pull in tickets and the Shador starting.
Mhm.
Plus, with the marquee game against San Francisco, there'll be another marquee. So I think if they're going to make the change, that would give Shador the last, 6 games or something, 5 or 6 games, and go from there. So we'll see what happens. Brian, let's play some trick or treat. You want to play some trick or
Sure.
treat?
Let's do
Okay.
it.
We're going to do some Browns players trick or treat. All right. So we're going to have fun with the very first one, Brian. Jerry Judy, trick or treat.
So explain what trick or treat is. It's a
Okay.
grading scale.
Yes. So it's like pass or fail for the year.
Pass
So
or fail.
trick, fail, treat, pass. What has Jerry Judy been this year? Trick or treat?
Oh, he's been a trick. I mean, I don't even know if I need to explain that one. Just look at his box scores. It's
All
been
right.
terrible.
Here's another one. Isaiah Bond, trick or treat.
Definitely trick because he's gotten the opportunities for an undrafted rookie to get as much playing time as he has. Um, he should do something. And he came in with some hype because he should have been a second rounder, is what everyone's telling us. And he's had chances to make plays, and obviously you can blame the quarterback a little bit, but we haven't heard great things about his work ethic, him quitting on routes. You expect him to make 1 or 2 plays a game, and we just haven't seen it. So it's been a bit of a disappointment.
All right. Obviously, we both think Harold Fanning Jr. is a treat, correct?
Sure, sure.
Okay. What about David Njoku? Trick or treat?
Yeah, that's a trick again. Um, Former Pro Bowl tight end, paying him. I don't know if it's still top 5 money for his position, but he's being outplayed by a third round rookie.
All right. Grant Delpit. Trick or treat?
I'll be generous and I'll say a treat for that. He's made some plays. I think had some interceptions, and this defense has just been put in a difficult position week in and week out to where they can't really make any mistakes. So he hasn't been perfect, but yeah, based on relativity to the other players, he's been a trick or a treat. Sorry.
Chris said Bond is like a treat where you get a toothbrush instead.
Yeah, exactly. You go to the front door and they give you a pencil.
All right, Brian. What about our new acquisition, Tyson Campbell? Trick or treat?
He's been a treat. I think, not knowing a whole lot about him and hearing that Greg Newsome has played pretty well this year, you kind of thought, well, we're giving up a little bit just to control him for a couple years. But I feel like he's played just as good as Greg Newsome, if not better, because he's made some splash plays in the Miami game, the pick six, tracking down Achane. With not many guys could do that, and they're testing him because nobody wants to throw at Denzel Ward, so they're throwing at him, and he's made some plays. He stood out pretty much up until maybe this week. The first couple games, he's made impact plays.
All right, Brian. Here's another one. Alex Wright. Trick or treat?
Big time treat. He was a guy who I kind of pegged as maybe possibly being a surprise cut at the beginning of the year. And I feel like he's kind of taken over, and he's, even though they still both get significant playing time, he's kind of surpassed Isaiah McGuire as our other defensive end opposite Myles Garrett. And he talk about impact plays. He seems to make 1 or 2 every single game. And so he's been a real bright spot. And Unfortunately, I think is this his last year on contract, or do we give him for one more year?
I think this is his last year, and there's rumblings about him being traded.
Yeah, sure. I mean, because at this point, who knows what you might have to pay him the way he's playing now this year. You might have to pay him 10 to 15 million a year, which I don't know if the Browns want to do.
Yeah. Last one, Bri. This is going to be a fun one for me because it's not a player, it's a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba Ventrone, trick or treat?
Well, it's all about expectations, and he set the bar pretty low. So I'll say he's been a treat because maybe just because this past weekend the special teams didn't have any huge gaffes other than the missed field goal. We hope that Schmidt can be our guy moving forward. But anytime you notice the special team, they're kind of like offensive linemen. Anytime you start talking about the special teams coordinator, it's probably a bad thing. So just based on low expectations, I'll be generous and say a treat.
Okay, I had to bring it up because of the two onside kicks, especially one after a safety that Dylan Gabriel just threw it, over to the sideline with nobody in the vicinity. We didn't even talk about that. That was fantastic.
I'll be honest. I didn't. This was a game I didn't see a ton of.
Oh my God, Brian!
I was doing yard work in the first quarter, and so I listened to it. And the second quarter, I watched a lot of the second quarter. We were down at my mother-in-law's, so we had to drive home. So I got back probably midway through the third quarter, and by the start of the fourth quarter, the game was over. So I'm like, I'll switch it over to Red Zone. So my plan was to go back and watch it, but when you're getting blown out as badly as you are, nobody wants to go back and watch that.
That was probably one of the greatest plays besides him doinking Isaiah Bond in the head. That's what we have.
Explain to me what happened for the safety, because I've been hearing about it the last couple of days.
So he dropped back to pass, and they were in kind of match protect, and he threw. So Fanning went out for an out route, but it was further up, and there was supposed to be, and I'm thinking it was Dylan Sampson was supposed to be in the flat, but he was back blocking, helping protect Gabriel, and Gabriel just turned and threw it to the flat, and Brian, nobody was there. Nobody was within 15 yards of it. Like nobody. And then they're pointing at, Dylan Sampson, who was right beside Gabriel. I was trying to throw it to him. He was right there. And then it was just like, it was blatantly obvious. Like there was they even did like the zoom out, Brian. Nobody. Like it was like him throwing to the yardage marker. That's what you're throwing it at. There was nobody there. It's horrible.
Well, that just goes.
If you do
that goes to show
grounding, if you do intentional grounding inside the 5-yard line, it's an automatic safety.
Right. I mean, just hearing about it and not really seeing it, that leads me to believe that, what we've all thought, that Stefanski is just trying to turn Dylan Gabriel into a robot, into a machine, into, hey, you take 3 steps back and you get on your plant foot and you just throw it out to the flat if your first read isn't there. So that's what he did. First read is covered. All right, I'm just going to chuck it over there. I'm not even going to think about it because coach tells me this is what I have to do.
And somebody should be there.
You have to improvise.
Nobody was there.
Right. You have to improvise in the NFL. You can't just go like, this is what I'm taught to do. It's my first read. And it's much, much harder to do than anything you could ever imagine, because every quarterback has a first read. And then after that, how do you deal with the chaos? And sounds like he's just doing what he's told, what he's been coached, and not thinking about it at all. The supercomputer, not thinking about it.
Brian, are you ready to have some fun and get away from this jury misery?
Okay. I guess so.
Well, let's do it. Let's have some fun. It's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
Brian, we could have probably spent the
You-
next 2 hours just bitching about the Browns. I had to change something
yeah.
up. Do I what?
Do you want to do the fantasy football update so I can go get another beer?
Yeah, I could do the fantasy football update while you go get another beer. Let me bring it up here. The illegal ham to the face fantasy football update, which I did have on my phone, and it is here. Last week, Brian, I'll go solo mode on this one. Here we go. Last week for your illegal ham to the face fantasy football team. Let's see here. Standing scoreboard. We will start at the bottom. And I got to get rid of the stupid hockey fantasy back is for ESPN. The Portage County Prostitutes beat up on Bills Mafia 117-112. Honky Cat beat Team Big Meat 102-81. Golden Showers on Mayflowers beat Harold Keel 143-107. Your Name Sucks beat Big Bry 160-117. Way to go, Justin. All right, Runner 193 to Dog Pound 165. Jesus, Chris, who did you have go off on your team? And then Waddle, that Smith and Jigba 162-133. Here are your standing for the legal ham to the face fantasy football league. Starting out, number 1, Portage County Prostitutes a day to know. Big Bry at 6-2. Always next year, Runner and Golden Showers on Mayflowers at 5-3. At 4-4, Harold Keel. At 3-5, you have Honky Cat, Dog Pound, and Bills Mafia. And rounding out the last one, Waddle, that Smith and Bigba, Team Big Meat, and Your Name Sucks at 2-6. Brian, I'm going to bring you back in. We just got done with the legal ham to face. Up. There we go. Got done with the legal ham to the face fantasy football update. Did you know that Chris scored 192 points?
Who the heck did he have?
I don't know. That's why I'm going back. Let me go back to the scoreboard. Let's find Runner. 193.
Had to have
So he had, let's see here.
Taylor?
He had
Brees
Justin
Hall?
Fields. Hold on. Justin Fields, Taylor, Cook,
Yeah.
Pickens, Ibuka, Kittle, Johnson, Vidal, Bosworth. Bosworth got him 20 points. Shut up.
Well, yeah. That's all the Steelers do is kick field goals. So that's a good pick by him. They
Oh,
don't
my
score
God.
touchdowns. So I had so you obviously read Justin and I's score, and I think he kicked my butt. Was it by
He did.
30 or something like that? And,
Yeah, he did. He did.
I think Dak Prescott got me like -2 or something like that.
He got
but
you -1.3.
-1.3, and so my other quarterback's Tua, and I was like, well, I don't really love Dak, but I was going to play Tua. Guess what, Tua? What score he got against the Browns last week?
Yeah, he got 32 this week. I can
They're
see it
32
now.
this week. Yeah, he killed
Yeah.
me. But against the Browns, guess what he got?
Probably 4.
-13.
Oh, shit. You know what's really funny?
Because remember, we for interceptions, it's -6. So he had 3 interceptions, which is -18, and then he must have got a couple, like 150 yards or something like that. So, yeah, you got to think about that with the interceptions. They'll kill you if they throw a couple.
What's really funny is you had Jerry Jeudy in the lineup that got a big goose egg, and also Drake London that got a big goose egg. That didn't help out.
He didn't play.
And Quishon got you 4. He got you
Right.
4, Bri.
So between my 2 starting receivers, running back, and quarterback, I got like 2 points.
Oh, my God. That's great. All right, bud, let's talk about some Halloween candy. Let's do it. I love this time of year. You get a whole bunch of stuff going on. The boys already did a trunk for treat. And, Brian, they got something that I haven't seen yet that I want to try. You know the fancy popcorn, like the Smart Food popcorn and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
They got a popcorn that was a pink Himalayan salt popcorn.
Sounds good. They
And
got a popcorn that's purple too. Have you ever seen the purple popcorn?
no, I have not seen the purple popcorn.
I don't know what it's supposed to be like. Really good for you, but Himalayan sea salt sounds delicious.
Yeah, but we're going to do a little fun because obviously, there's so many variety of candies that you pretty much get on Halloween, and it goes from Smarties to Nerds to Twizzlers to chocolate. So, Brian, let's do a little, and I'll do it with you, a little trick or treat again for your candies. And we'll start out with one that's kind of an oddball, but I see it every now and then, Brian. Dots. Where do you have dots? Is it trick or treat?
Very close to the bottom. Dots are terrible. They're going to ruin your night because you're going to be cleaning them out of your teeth for, gosh, at least half an hour. Yeah, awful.
All right. So you're a trick on that one. I'm a trick on that one. What about Milk Duds?
I kind of feel the same way. They're better than dots, but they're going to get stuck in your teeth like crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to go treat on that one. I love Milk Duds.
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh,
I mean, they're good. Don't get what is it? Just chocolate and caramel?
I think so. I don't even know what's in it.
But yeah, they just wreak havoc on your mouth.
All right. Next up, Bri. Gonna be a fun one. Peppermint patties.
Yeah,
Your
I'll
peppermint
say
patties.
I don't mind them. I kind of like them if that's what I got. But compared to the other potential candies that you can get on Halloween, I would say it's a trick.
All right. I'm gonna go treat. So Justin's here with us. He's doing trick or treat with us. So we're just going to keep bringing them up. All right. The only reason why I say it is every now and then I get one, and I don't get cravings for them that often, Brian. But when I get one, I'm like, all right, that hit the spot, and I'm good for like another 9 months. I don't need another one.
Well, yeah, just to be clear, everything that you're going to say would probably be a treat for me. But
Okay.
I'm just, I got to have some trick. I got to have that separation between what's a good candy and what's a bad candy.
Okay, here we go. Next one, Twizzlers.
Again, I'm going to go trick just because I'm not too excited. If I get Twizzlers, like a random Tuesday, I'll eat Twizzlers all day. But if I'm a kid and I'm going through my my candy sack and I see Twizzlers, what else do I got?
I'm going to go with you on the Twizzlers. That's a trick. That's a trick all day. All right, Brian. Whoppers.
Absolutely.
Whoppers?
Absolutely trick. No. Something
What?
about just the texture of them, just, I don't know, it gives me the goosebumps. Just think about eating Whoppers.
All right. Here's a fun one. What about Crackle, Brian? Trick or treat?
Crackle. Is that the little yellow ones?
That's the Hershey's brand of Crunch Bars.
Crunch. Right.
Mhm.
Oh, yep. That's a trick, or that's a treat. Definitely. Love Crackle.
Okay. Next up, Reese's Pieces.
Big time treat. Big time treat. I keep getting that screwed up. Yeah, I love Reese's Pieces.
All right. Next one. Now this is going to be a choice. Regular M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, or peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh. Regular M&Ms are pretty far down. Number 3. You get me with the peanut butter and the peanut. I'll give it to the peanut just because it's classic, even though I love me some peanut butter M&Ms.
All right. Dude, I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you.
Same order?
Yep, same order. Peanut M&M. Every time I see a peanut M&M, even though the peanut butter is fantastic, it really is.
Yep, right.
But just when they did peanut M&Ms, I think that was just a game changer of all M&Ms. Justin even said peanut M&M right there. It's all right. Now, Bri, here we go. Mounds or Almond Joy?
Yeah, I'll say a treat, just because
Okay.
I rarely have them, and when I do, they're not bad. They're not in my top 10 or anything like that, but But I feel like just because it only comes around once every year, twice every year, where I have them, so they're enjoyable.
All right, now this is probably where you and I are going to differ a lot. And it
Okay.
goes, hold on, and they're both the same. So I'm going to junk them in together. All right. Candy corn and the pumpkin candy corns.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely a trick.
Really? Okay. We've
Oh
talked
wow,
about this.
terrible, terrible.
Why do you not like the candy corn?
I don't know. It just it's like it's like eating wax with a
Okay.
little bit of sweetness, and doesn't do anything for me now. I've heard, and I think now I couldn't remember what it was, but the trick with eating candy corn, I think if you eat it with peanuts, it tastes
Hmm.
like a Snickers bar. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
That's what they
Okay.
say. You can also put it in your a lot of people put it in their popcorn too. You get the salt and
Okay.
sweet with the popcorn. I've heard that
I'll have to
before.
try that. Sure, I'd try that. Do they still make the pumpkins?
Oh God, yeah, they make the pumpkins.
Do they really?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I had like there was a whole bag of them that I found the other day that I started getting into. And you know which ones I'm talking about, just like the little baby
Oh
orange
yeah,
pumpkins.
little
And yeah,
green. Or I'm
yeah,
sorry, yeah, with the green stem. Yep.
yeah. I used to eat the candy corn by the color. So I just like bite off the tip of the white and then
I think that's psychopath stuff right there.
well, you've seen me in person, Brian. You've hung out with me long enough. We're kind of borderline, aren't we?
That or Browns fan stuff. Very very strange. Just trying to keep sane.
All right. What about nerds?
Oh gosh, no, not really.
Okay.
I'm not in on nerds. I'll eat again. If that's all I got, I'm gonna eat it. But yeah, I'm gonna be disappointed.
What about Smarties?
Same. Oh, even more hated
Really?
than nerds. More
Oh,
hated.
Smarties are
It's
the
chalk.
shit.
It's eating chalk.
That's fine. It's Smarties. You crush them up and snort them. I'm sorry. Those are
I
back.
can't say I've done that. Hopefully your mom's not watching.
Pixie Sticks,
Yeah, no, thank you.
Fun Dip. What about Fun Dip?
Gosh, it's been probably decades since I've had Fun Dip. Sure, sure, I'll get down on some Fun Dip. A little nostalgia.
You notice I'm staying away from like the Hershey's, the Snickers, the Reese
Oh
Cups,
yeah, right,
because
right.
those
The
are all going to
easy
be.
ones.
Dude, what
Right.
about Sprees?
I don't know if I remember Sprees. Are they like
It's
are
like
they
a
like
Skittle.
Smarties?
It's like a Skittle.
Like a Skittle. Okay. Yeah, I'm in on that. If
Okay.
they're what I'm thinking about.
All right. So, Bry, when you're done trick or treating at night and you go through your bag and you see everything that's in there, what is the exact first thing you're grabbing out of your bag to eat?
Well, we've done top candy bars before, and I've told you my favorite candy bar. It'll show you how much I eat candy bars. Is a whatchamacallit. I don't know if they still make them or not. Do you
Oh
know
yeah.
if they still make?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but you don't see them in the miniatures very often. I don't know if I've
No,
ever seen them in the miniatures.
those are rare. Those are very
Yeah.
rare.
So I'll take those out. And then yeah, usually top of my list, Snickers, and Kit Kat.
Okay. All right. Respect. Kit Kat is right up there
Okay.
for me.
Give-
I'm
Yep.
looking for either that peanut M&M or
hmm
one of those little individual Reese cups.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Now I don't know. What's your top? I couldn't believe I was at the gas station the other day. I couldn't believe, and I was waiting in line for a long time. So I'm just counting the Reese cups that they have out now.
Mm-hmm.
I counted, I think 18 or 20
There
different
is.
types of Reese cups now, which is
There's
just
there's one I
insane.
want to try. There's a peanut butter and jelly Reese cup that I want to try that
Yep.
I have not tried yet.
They got grape jelly and they got strawberry jelly.
Yeah, I
They
want to try
got
one of those.
Reese cups with Oreos, crushed up Oreos in them. Like it's getting
Yeah,
out of control.
it is, but I get why they're doing it. Why not? I mean, it's Reese Cups. They're delicious.
What's your favorite Reese cup? If you could have
Probably
one.
probably the half pounder or whatever the big cup
Oh,
they got.
I don't think I've had that. Do
Yeah,
you
so it's like
do you cut it up with a knife or you just eat it like a
no,
pie?
no. So they call them the Reese big cups, and
Okay.
it's about like this thick, and it's full of peanut butter, and it's just like like a Hostess cake almost,
Okay. How big?
about like a Hostess cake.
Like that? Like
Not that big, a little smaller, like
oh, okay.
about that thick, buddy.
Huh. You said big
Like
cup, the big cup?
yeah. So if you
Okay.
lay
I think I've
down,
seen them.
let's just say you lay down a Snickers flat. It's about the height of a Snickers, except it's a
Okay.
peanut butter cup.
I think mine would be the Christmas tree. Those are my favorite. I don't know.
Oh,
Even over the eggs,
yeah.
there's something about the tapering. I don't
All
know. Yeah, those are always special.
right. The pound Reese cups are around Easter. Yeah, forgot about those. Even like
1
okay,
pound
we'll get
Reese
in it.
cups.
Oh hell yeah, why not?
I don't age for it.
All right, so Bri, what is the sweet princess dressing up as for Halloween?
Well, I had no say in this.
Bri,
She's going to be a Steelers fan. I don't know what to tell you. No, I'm kidding.
don't you?
Yeah, I would move out. I would just so we're clear. If she wore anything that
Move
had
out?
she would have a touch of black or yellow. I'd be gone. Yeah,
I
pack
would.
my
Hey,
bags tonight.
I would divorce your wife, and I would take the kid with me.
I wouldn't even tell her. I'd just be all right. You made this decision for yourself. No, she's a pumpkin this year, so I haven't seen. I've been told we have an outfit for her. I haven't seen the outfit. I don't know if it's a dress. I don't know if it's just a big pumpkin. I don't know what that means for me. I don't know what I'm going to be. Last year
Oh,
she
I
was
already
like
know what you're going to be.
she was like a little duck or something. So I was a pot-bellied pig. Very fittingly. So yeah, I don't. Does that mean I'm a scarecrow? I was talking to a coworker today. She said, "Oh, you should be a scarecrow," and I go, "I guess, yeah." I don't know what else goes with a pumpkin.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to match up with.
Right, right. I'll do my
Uh,
fatherly duties, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm in store for.
yeah, like our kids. So Alex is dressing up as a character from Fortnite, whatever that
Okay.
is. Okay,
Oh, I know. I've never played it, but I know what Fortnite is. I think it's like,
okay,
like to relate it to us,
yeah.
Halo or
Oh yeah.
GoldenEye. Yeah.
And then Charlie got. God, I love this kid. Bri, I really do love this kid. He found the most obnoxious, most just outrageous thing that he is wearing. And it is a skeleton, but it is like one of those big foam ones that you put over yourself. And then you stick your
Okay.
hands in. Bri, he can't even like it's just like I don't even know how to explain it. I'll send pictures out on our social media of this thing. But like he can't even use his hands in the skeleton because the hands are so big that there's a hole for him to sneak his hand out of to get the candy and then bring the candy back and then stick it. Like it is just, and he loves this thing, Bri. He just stands on the street corner. He stood on the edge of our driveway just waving at people in this skeleton costume as they're driving by. I don't even know what to do with this kid.
So is it like a trash can, kind of
No,
styrofoam trash can that goes
no.
over
So
top?
if you okay, if you think about putting on like let's just say Brutus the Buckeye's head,
Right.
okay, a little bit bigger, but it goes around his entire body.
Yeah, like a trash can.
Sort of. It's not a trash can though.
Okay. No, you'll have to send me pictures.
I'll send you pictures, but yeah,
I'm having trouble grasping it.
it's all you can see is from his kneecaps down. And the rest, I mean, Brian, just picture a Oreo cookie made of foam with arms.
Okay. Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
That helps a little bit.
That make it a little bit better.
Where'd he get this from?
I think Walmart. I don't know, Bri. I just laughed so because he wanted to get one of the inflatables, like the ones where they inflate and he can
Oh, the
just run around.
dinosaur is hilarious. Yeah.
Well, he wanted the skeleton inflatable, and I'm like, you
Okay.
can't do that because you're school because you can't wear it at school for Halloween. Blah blah blah. The whole story. So he picked
Right.
this thing. This kid, I'm telling you, this kid, I love him.
Now, are you going to dress up then?
Hope and I always dress up together. What we have is pumpkin ponchos.
Okay.
And we have
it is supposed to rain, isn't it? Friday.
Yes, but these aren't the like rainproof ponchos. They're just like cloth that we kind of throw over. And then Betty has one too. So Princess always has one too. So we go down as pumpkins. And of course, with me being as big as I am, they're like, oh, look at that. Justin said on here, and it was a great idea. The Great Pumpkin and Snoopy. You could dress up as Snoopy.
Oh, okay. I would dress up as Snoopy. I was a fan of Snoopy growing up. I didn't know that's a thing.
Yeah, the Great Pumpkin, the TV show.
Okay, I'll Google it when we get off here.
All right, let's do our top 3 and let's get out of here, Bri, and then our trivia.
Yep.
All right, so our top 3 tonight, Bri, is movies that we watch on Halloween. Okay, and however you watch it, like I'm with my kids now, so my movie preferences have changed because of them. I'll go first, give you kind of a little heads up of what I'm thinking. Is that okay?
Yeah, please do.
All right, so number 3 for me here in this household has got to be Hocus Pocus, Bri.
Okay.
We watched it the other night, and it was a great time. We had fun with it. Number 2 is Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Kid friendly. And then number 1, Bri, it's got to be Casper. Growing up watching Casper as a kid, Casper the Ghost. We watched it the other night. I forgot how funny it was. I really did. And we watched it the other night. The boys were belly laughing at some of the jokes with the other ghosts. So Casper is my number 1. What about you?
So that's the original. I'm sure they've remade it a bunch of times, like in the '90s. Casper, I think that's
the
one I've
90s
seen.
Casper with oh good God, what's her name? Christina Ricci.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that. Do my eyes look puffy?
I can't really tell. Do my eyes look puffy?
I don't think so. So I was doing some yard work last week, and I got some poison ivy, and it got in my eyes. And so I got poison ivy in the 2 worst spots that you could possibly get poison ivy.
Nuts.
One of them was my eyes. Yeah, you can use your imagination for the other ones. So, like, I walk around and people are like looking at me real weird. Like, what's this guy's problem? What's he on? Like, my eyes are all red and stuff and puffy. So, I just want to let people know that I'm fine. That's what's going on. So, trying to have restraint here from rubbing them all show. So yeah. So you are with the kid-friendly ones. I'm not quite in that stage yet. Yeah, I understand. You know, you've been that way for the last decade, so I'm not quite there yet with watching kids' movies, but we'll start watching them probably in the next year or 2. You know me, my wife's a big scary movie fan. I am not. Her favorite Halloween movie, she's with you. She loves Hocus Pocus. I think is probably her favorite. So my top 3 scary movies kind of is what I did. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which one? The original or the remake?
I don't think I've ever seen the original. I think I've only seen the remake. Yep. So what was that? Early 2000s?
The one with Jessica Biel.
Yep. You got it. So then my number 2, I went with Scary Movie, just because really
Oh, God, yes.
I'm more of a fan of comedies
Yeah, that's
than
great.
scary movies. So then my number one, I remember growing up. I think I might have watched it with my dad, but it caused me nightmares. I didn't sleep for a week after watching Freddy Krueger. I think probably the first one. How terrifying though for a kid. Like, doesn't he come like haunt you in your dreams?
Yes, and he kills you in
Like,
your dreams.
yeah. You imagine watching that as like a 7, 8-year-old kid. Like, you're not going to want to fall asleep. That's
Uh,
terrible. They should have never
Justin,
allowed that.
Justin put up a great one. Ernst Scared Stupid.
Oh,
Fantastic movie.
used to love Ernest. Yeah.
Fantastic movie. God, what a great one. All right, Brian, let's get our trivia done, and then we will get out of here. All right, I asked you, after the top three, Tomlin, Harbaugh, and Reed, who are the next
Mm-hmm.
three longest tenured coaches in the NFL?
Shoot. I got two of them. I don't even know if they're correct. But the one I have most confidence in, Sean McDermott,
Bingo.
Buffalo.
There's one.
Okay. The other one I thought has been around for a while. I don't know if he's been around that long. McVay. LA.
Boom. Two.
Okay, and the third one, I kind of started thinking about it, and then we got carried on with this show, so I didn't get a ton of time. So let me do it now. I'm just going through. Can you give me conference?
NFC.
NFC. Shanahan.
Boom. Number three.
Is that right? Nice.
All three of them have been there for 8 years. The next one
Wow.
is Taylor for your Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow.
Kevin Stefanski.
No way.
I'm being
Yeah,
dead
right.
serious.
6 years, right?
Stefanski is 5.
5 years? Okay.
5 years,
Wow.
6 years for that. And then everybody else is young bucks. It goes Campbell, Sirianni, Dable, O'Connell, McDonald. Everybody's 4 to 3 years after that. So,
Well, and what do all those guys have in common that's been there longer than Stefanski? Well, I guess except for McDermott. Been to a Super Bowl.
Shanahan went to
McDermott's
the
at
Super
least
Bowl?
been. Oh, Shanahan, absolutely. Yeah, San Francisco a
Oh,
couple
that's
times.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
a couple times.
With the Brock Purdy.
With
Yeah.
Purdy
I gotcha.
and Garoppolo.
Gotcha.
But yeah, McDermott's keeps running into Mahomes. So
Yep. Guess what? We're never going to see a Super
don't say
Bowl.
that. A Super Bowl? Get out of here! Don't say that. Draft Drew Aller. Get him an offensive line.
Shut
Draft,
your face.
I like this Nick Harbor from South Carolina.
Shut
Like
your
6'5", he's fast. I mean, when
Shut
do we
up.
start talk? When do we start talking draft? I mean,
Next week during the bye week show. Hey, by the way, the bye week show is going to be a fun show. We're
ready.
We're going to let loose. Hey, we're just going to talk like you and I talk at work. There's going to be no script, and we're talking everything, bud. From whether it be Cleveland sports, whatever. It is going to be an illegal ham bye week show for everybody to remember because, hey, telling the truth, Bri, no secrets here.
All right.
All right.
All right. Ready?
All right. We're at the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in tonight. Justin, God, you saw the comments as they were coming up. Chris, everybody. Also, First Responders Day. Go out, first responders. Thank them. Shake their hands. I wouldn't say give them a hug, but, I'm a hugger. Not many people are. Brian, God bless them.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
All right. We will see you guys next Tuesday for our bye-week special. With that being said, we're definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a good one.